Nick Chubb is a very hard-working guy. Wouldn't be surprised at all. It'll be pretty typical Nick Chubb for him to be ready at week 1. I mean, he's Nick Chubb. He's damn near not human. What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Will here, back with another video. And today, we get into another interesting video topic. Now, we really just passed 300 subscribers, so I want to thank you guys for that. We highly appreciate anybody that's looking at this video that has did anything positive or negative towards my channel. Any interaction is greatly appreciated. Always feel free to leave you guys comments down below. But I just want to get into this video, man. It's going to be about Nick Chubb. We haven't talked about Nick Chubb in a minute. I try to, space things out for the summertime so we can have good topics to talk about all summer long. But Nick Chubb, man. Nick Chubb. It's a video of him being seen running. I'll put the video up over here. But it's a video of him being seen running. Look like he's back full speed now and looks like he's recovering pretty good. So with that being said, I did hear and see a report that Nick Chubb is allegedly telling Georgia football players that he is going to be ready for week 1. We also got to keep in mind that the injury that Nick Chubb sustained and who Nick Chubb is as a football player and who he is as a hard worker. Nick Chubb is a very hard working guy. Wouldn't be surprised at all. It'll be pretty typical Nick Chubb for him to be ready at week 1. I mean, he's Nick Chubb. He's damn near not human. So I could see it, but I want to pump the brakes on everything because I remember what happened with Odell. If you guys want to take a drive down, run down, sprint down memory lane with me, we got to remember the Odell Beckham situation. What Odell tear his ACL or his Achilles? I forgot, y'all. But Odell got injured. I think it was his Achilles, honestly. And he ended up getting injured. Or maybe it was his ACL. I don't know. I'll look it up. But he ended up getting injured. And with Odell getting injured, he got injured around a little later than when Nick got injured. I think Nick got injured week 2. I think for Odell it was week 6 he got injured. So with Odell injury, he was out for the rest of the season, and then he had to come back. And then with him coming back, it was a lot of speculation that Odell would be there week 1. With him being there week 1, it created a lot of anticipation that Odell would be out there. As you guys remember, he had to go out there with the Kansas City Chiefs, and that's the week 1 game. So it was a big game. It was a game where the Browns ended up going against the Chiefs after losing to them in the playoffs. And, they had Odell coming back from injury. They were really fully prepared to play the Chiefs. And then out of nowhere, Odell is announced out. And he actually played, ACL injury. That's what happened in October 22. That's how he ended up getting injured from the interception from Baker Mayfield. Odell ended up not being ready until like week 4 or 5, and the whole time it just felt super off. Felt like he wasn't getting really featured in the offense, and it didn't feel like he was back, honestly. So that was a whole weird scenario where we didn't know what was going on with Odell. He had minor setbacks, and then it ended up leading to him being, released by the Cleveland Browns. Not saying that would any way, shape, or form end up being what happens with Nick Chubb, but I do want to pump the brakes so we set realistic expectations. This is a guy that suffered a gruesome knee injury on the same knee that he already had a gruesome knee injury on. I think we as a fan base should give Nick Chubb as much time as possible, even if it's the bye week that he comes back. And I think he comes back way further than week 10. But I think as a fan base, we got to really be extremely patient. And I think with it being Nick Chubb, we will be. But getting him back out there and then getting him slowly worked in, of course, like his first couple of week backs, he'll be slowly getting workload added on. If I was to do a prediction, I'm not a doctor at all, and I don't know where he's at in his recovery. But I would assume he'll probably come back against the Giants or against the, what was week 4? He'll probably come back against the Commanders. I think that'll be around the time that we start seeing Nick Chubb May see him get a snap or two, and then I think he'll be back fully ready after the week bye. After the bye week, he'll be able to take 18 snaps and be able to go out there and consistently contribute at the level or around the level at where he left. I think this offense with this Cleveland Browns team will hit its stride around week 8, week 9. And, that's when Nick Chubb, Deshaun Watson, they start getting into a rhythm. And then after the bye week, they'll be fully put in. So I'm really excited about this schedule that the Browns got. It really bodes well for Nick. He's not playing any crazy games or tough needed games until the end of the season. So we don't need to rush. I don't know if I'm saying rush or rush, but we don't need to rush Nick Chubb back at all. He got all the time in the world. We don't need him to win right now. We could bring Deshaun Watson in. Once we got Deshaun Watson settled, then we could slowly work in Nick Chubb and get him in within the offense. And it's going to be a lot put on Kevin Stefanski and co. to really get him back to himself as much as they can to their abilities. I think Nick Chubb will probably be about 85%, 90% of the player he was. I think he's going to take a small dip in production just with age and then with the injury. But it's nothing that say that Nick Chubb still shouldn't be a top 5 running back. I think he's still going to be one of the best running backs in the league. I think he'll still be the best running back in the division. He probably end up being, like I said, like a top 5 running back. Probably be behind like a Bijan or somebody like that, But he still will be a 1,000-yard rusher. Still will be up there. Still will be a top 5 rusher as well. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how the Browns monitor his snaps. Is it going to be Deontay Foreman? Is it going to be Jerome Ford? Who will be the one kind of getting their snaps took away as Nick Chubb starts to slowly come back on? Who will be the number 2 back and who will be the number 1 back? That'll be all really interesting to see. Of course, Nick Chubb is going to be the running back on the team. So right now it's probably going to be Deontay Foreman. But when Nick Chubb comes back, does Deontay Foreman get demoted to a 3 and Jerome Ford keeps his role as a 2? Or does Jerome Ford get demoted to a 3 and Deontay Foreman gets demoted to a 2 while Nick Chubb gets a 1? Or is it more of a Deontay Foreman is 1 and Nick Chubb 2 until Nick Chubb's fully healthy? Like I said, then once Deontay Foreman is demoted, is he the 3rd running back? Is he traded? Or is Jerome Ford the running back 2? Who knows? So, well, that would be the same scenario. Is Jerome Ford the running back 3? So who knows? And then with Jerome Ford, if Jerome Ford is a running back 3, what does that say about his future with the Cleveland Browns? I think that's also another good question that's going to be answered. What the Browns do with Jerome Ford. So he was dealing with a lot of injuries as well last year, so maybe him being healthy, he'll be able to take that number 2 job from Deontay Foreman. And maybe Deontay Foreman has a good stint while Nick Chubb is trying to work his way back into the league and back into the football. And once Chubb is back, that good stint, almost kind of similar to what Jacoby Brissett did with Deshaun Watson, that good stint be the reason Deontay Foreman gets the contract. It's probably the best case scenario for the Cleveland Browns running back room. So you guys comment down below. When do you think Nick Chubb will return? Can he return week 1? And when do you want him to return? Obviously, you probably want him to return as soon as possible. But comment down below your thoughts, feelings, and it's your boy Will. You all have a blessed one. I got a Martin Emerson video dropping for you guys. Y'all should see that Friday as long as I do everything on schedule. I should get 5 videos this week. But other than that, I'm out. Peace. Let's lock in.